Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Freebird Rule. We are recording this on July 16th after the July 15th episode of Monday Night Raw. We are back, but we're not the only ones that are back, Russ. Mommy's back.
Mommy is back.
How we feeling?
I'm happy. The Liv Dom story was getting hilarious, but it needed Mommy back.
Yeah,
the injury. We need her back.
I do like that we got right to business with her too. She clearly can't get physical yet. Like that feels obvious.
She'll get physical like the week before SummerSlam, and then she's gonna be full go.
But I don't think I want her to. I like when they have these feuds that are like so personal. Like you don't only like similar to Punk and Drew. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But I like that. Although they have gotten a little bit physical there, but I like when there's so much tension and then it just all comes loose in the match.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's back. That the pop was amazing for her last week when she came back. How do you let's put this two ways, two questions. How do you see this playing out as far as let's say up to SummerSlam and SummerSlam? How do you see this playing out? And then how do you want it to play out?
I see it playing out. Dom will be on the side. He'll be there for Rhea, but slightly help Liv, but not on purpose. But then I could see like JD or Finn coming out and helping Liv. Just to drive in more that Judgment Day's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Judgment Day thing has kind of run its course for me. Like I need whatever the next evolution of that story is. Hopefully, we've talked about this in the past. Hopefully it's Damian and Finn some kind of way. It seems like Rhea and Damian are tight.
Yes.
Like they seem as tight as can be. There doesn't seem to be any issues between Finn and JD and Rhea.
Yeah.
Damian brought up that Liv helped them and she was like, it's whatever, I know a lot of people probably just assume Rhea's gonna take the title back right away.
I hope she doesn't.
I hope she doesn't too, and not just because how much I love Liv. Number one, this is the best version of Liv we've ever had for sure. It's really good. If you take Rhea's already got one win over her. I think the best way to do it is to have Liv win this one.
And then have her.
I think Rhea should eventually get the title back because she never lost it. I don't think she should win that SummerSlam, but if she does, it absolutely cannot be a scenario where Rhea just like smashes Liv because you've put so much energy into finally making a version of Liv Morgan really work and connect with the majority of fans that if you just have her get wrecked, it undoes all that. And currently, there's no other challengers on Raw for that title.
No.
Like maybe Lyra, like there's EO. But you'd have to start a whole new feud. I think the best way to do it is
make it drawn out as long as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't care if they draw it all the way out to Mania. Like Rumble, Mania.
I see the farthest is going. I want to say Survivor Series. At least that'll be when the title changes.
I could see that.
I don't see it happening anytime earlier unless there's some sort of injury to Liv or something like that happens. But I don't see her dropping until at least Survivor Series to Rhea.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. And honestly, like, unless somebody new, like, presents themselves as a worthy challenger on Raw, I'd be fine with Liv winning the Royal Rumble right after that.
Yeah.
And then having it all come to head at Mania. By that time, you have a whole Judgment Day feud ready to fully play out.
Hopefully. Finn will get No, that's pretty much all we get. Yeah. Whose side does
Yeah.
Carlito choose?
I don't know. Listen, we gotta give Carlito some love. Like he's not doing anything in the ring.
He's the best.
Is this better than R-Truth Judgment Day?
No. It's the same level.
I was gonna say it's very close.
Carlito has his moments that it's better. Especially just all the facial features. Like last week when they caught Liv on top of Dom and it's just everybody peeking their head around the corner.
Yeah. The best was, I don't know, it looks pretty hard to me.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It's a different kind of comedy. He just says the same thing, but it's like timing.
Just a different way.
It's just like you don't know what's happening.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
He touches the FCC guidelines slightly.
Yeah, it's the best. He's so fun. It's the most I've enjoyed Carlito since he's been back. Easily.
We can keep this going until Netflix deal goes through.
Yeah.
Just give Carlito free reign. Keep him in Judgment Day.
That is the only. That's something else I was gonna say. The Judgment Day thing has, like, as it is right now, has run its course to me.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's one of those things where I don't know if I want them to split because, like, where would Dom go from there? He can't just be Liv or Rhea's sidekick.
Yeah,
like Dom has too much star power to. But like he doesn't just fit as being a heel on his own. I don't think. I don't know how well that would work.
No, because who's he going to go against? His dad or Jay?
Yeah,
that's it.
Now you have to get to a point where Dom gets in a title picture. Like the Heat he's too good of a heel to not be in like a mid card title picture. I'm not talking about like heavyweight.
Give him an IC
heavyweight
title. Yeah.
Yeah, an IC title. Maybe like test it out with like an IC title reign or even a US title reign. And then around this time next year when we're doing Money in the Bank, he could be a potential. He'd be an awesome Money in the Bank candidate. So, maybe by next year, it finally starts to like really get to that point with him. Damian, I have no worries about Damian on his own.
He's gotten so much better since Mania.
Yeah, I love it. Damian is fine.
I'm just waiting for that turn.
Yeah, and then Finn's the same way. No worries about Finn. Like personally, Finn. If I had to pick one of them to have a singles run, it would be Finn.
Yes,
I want Finn to have a legitimate world title run, not a mid card run.
We have been robbed so many times trying to get Finn a title run. Just give him his own singles run, and he'll be fine.
Yep. I would love that. I don't really care what happens to JD, but I do enjoy like watching his matches because he's such a good seller and he's just clean in the ring. So like I don't want him to just kind of fall by the wayside and then
just get beat up every week.
Yeah. Rhea. The thing is, Rhea and Damian have reached the point where they almost have to go on their own. Yes. They're too big to be just locked up in a group. So like I say all that to say like I kind of just want the next like evolution of Judgment Day, and even if it's not Judgment Day by name, like Dame or like Finn teaming with Liv and Dom and being like a new little group. You know what I mean? And then whatever happens with the rest of them. I worry that you've done all this stuff to build these guys up, and then they just kind of go their separate ways, and everybody falls apart. I don't want to see that happen, but I am over the Judgment Day in a little bit. I'm getting there.
Carlito.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a lot of time left anyway.
He doesn't. He doesn't need to do anything. He just needs to be in the background.
Yeah, he'll just weasel his way into another group. He'll be okay.
He'll be back in LWO. He'll be okay.
Yeah. They'll just stick him there until they figure it out.
Ray will accept him back. He'll be okay.
Yeah. So we got that going on. We'll stick with Raw, and we'll talk about you want to touch on the Wyatts now?
Absolutely.
It's been a while since we last talked about it. We had another Bo Dallas thing where he became Uncle Howdy in the interview. And then there was one more, right? I think there was 2 more Bo Dallas and 1 more Rowan.
They did Rowan this week.
Mm-hmm.
They showed something quick last week with Bo as Howdy.
That's right. And then he was in the locker room.
Showed up in the office.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's what happened. Because the week before he became Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
Then last week it was quick and he was in the office. And that's the first time we saw Bo on screen, like in Raw. This week we got Rowan, and dude, these VHS promos are some of the best promos and you know what? I was gonna say some of the best promos I've ever heard in wrestling, period.
Yeah.
But I'm not even gonna call them promos because
vignettes.
No, not in the sense that they are promos, but they're not cutting promos as Rowan, as Bo Dallas. Bo's original, the second and third one for Bo were promos. The first one where he's talking about Bray, that's just Taylor.
That was Bo being Bo.
Yeah, that's just Taylor Rotunda.
Yeah.
And then this one is just Rowan speaking as him. It's not speaking as the character. And that's why I don't want to call them promos, because they are promos technically, but like that's why they're so good.
If they keep doing that every week with the last 3 members, I'll be so excited. I'm ready.
Yeah. I need to see it from the other people. The ones that don't have the prior connection to Bray.
Joe
can theirs be as good?
Interesting one, because I've watched stuff with Nikki Cross. I've watched Dexter Loomis. I haven't really seen a lot of Joe Gacy, so I'm excited to see his video.
My exposure to Joe Gacy is his character when he was doing the thing with Dijak on NXT, and he was just like a psychopath. Like Dijak kept having to put him in the straitjacket, so it fits. But I am interested to see how it's hard to imagine that their promos will be as good when they don't have the personal connection to Bray. But then maybe there's other things that they have in their life that they can connect to like that. But I think they do have to do them as, the same way. But we can't just get the VHSs. We finally got them somewhat in the ring this week. And now we have to keep it. We have to keep it going. We can't go back to just VHSs.
No, we're definitely gonna get the Wyatt sets against Team Angle 2.0.
Feels like a Survivor Series match, maybe. It's just weird. It's weird to envision them in a match. Like,
I don't want to see Howdy in the match. Give me Rowan, give me Gacy, give me Loomis, because he doesn't need to be in the match. He's a great athlete, but if this group is meant to help push people who were put behind, put them in a spotlight.
Mm-hmm. It's just weird to envision them in like a 6-man tag match. Like, I know we've done it in the past with the Wyatts and stuff, but if this group is supposed to just be like this brutal group, like I almost want the match to start and them to not care about the outcome.
Yeah.
Like, just destroy them, get disqualified and just destroy them. If that's how every one of their matches ended, I'd be fine with it. Like, Gable can afford that. I don't know if you want to do that necessarily to the Creeds, like just have them get squashed like that. I probably would be okay because of the group that would be doing it.
Yeah. It's not like Judgment Day doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I can't envision like Rowan or Dexter Loomis catching a hot tag, right? Like, it doesn't feel right.
They can do it like the Brothers of Destruction did. There were no hot tags. It was dragging your opponent to the corner, making it.
That's true. That's true. We could do that.
That's what we need. We need something like that brought back.
Yeah. You know what? I like that. I like the idea of that. Just like a slow, methodical team that just, yeah, I like that.
A lot of submissions just to torture your opponents.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell by the way they came to the ring. I mean, I guess we can get into the segment. Gable Gable comes out. He's running around all night telling people. Yeah. Gable's running around all night telling people he figured out that Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas, which was very Kurt Angle-ish, and it was awesome.
He's a genius.
Yeah, it was great.
Look, it's one of the eyes. Intelligence.
Yeah. There is something else I want to touch on with Gable after we finish with this segment. But so he does that, and he calls out Bo, and Bo just comes out. No theatrics, no music, just walks right out. And then he gets jumped by the Creed. So we finally have that marriage that we've been fantasy booking for what feels like months now. And they beat the shit out of him.
Going to it, I love how Bo didn't come out, no Tron, no music, because Bo's not the main guy. It's Howdy. They're keeping them separate.
I like it too.
Yeah.
We still haven't gotten the first Uncle Howdy appearance on Raw. Actually, you know what? I don't think we get the first Uncle Howdy appearance until SummerSlam.
The first one in a ring?
Just like we haven't gotten the first Uncle. Well, we did get him for the debut.
Yeah.
But the first
Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
And then promos.
Yeah. The first he appears situation.
Yeah.
I think is going to be SummerSlam, where we see Uncle Howdy actually do something in the ring, and like you said, he doesn't have to be in the match. They could win, and then he just comes out, and they're not just going to win the match and it's going to end.
Yeah,
they're going to win the match. And
are they doing that in the SummerSlam in a basketball stadium in Cleveland or on a football stadium?
I would assume it's basketball.
Okay, because if they do it at the football stadium, I do not want it to be an early segment. Don't have it be an early match. Have it be later in the night.
Yeah.
But if they're doing it in the stadium, I don't care what it is. But they already screwed that up when they did the thing at Mania and having Mania on the West Coast. Oh, it's saying he's okay. No, it ruined the whole thing. Same with The Undertaker.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. No, I don't know for sure. Maybe it is in a stadium. I never considered that.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that. But at least it's in Cleveland, so it's not going to be West Coast time.
Yes,
it will be a 7:00 show, most likely, if I had to guess.
Yeah. You never know. They start what pay-per-views for 6 now.
Yeah.
And last till 10:00. You got an hour and a half to 2 hours of sunlight.
Yeah, and it's not going to main event.
No.
As much as good as it could. I see. This is a whole other conversation. I understand why Damian and Gunther is gonna main event. I'm assuming they're the main event.
Yeah.
And I understand it. But I also assume that whatever happens in this match, if it is a match at SummerSlam, because again, not confirmed, we're just assuming.
Yeah.
But if it is a match at SummerSlam, I assume it ends in chaos. And it's always weird. It just like the other night.
In the middle of the show.
Yeah, just like yesterday, it was weird for the IC stuff, IC title stuff ended in chaos, kinda.
Yeah,
but it's weird to have
an hour and a half left to show.
Yeah, it's just like when they do the pose in the ring with all of them. That's a closing shot.
Yes.
So it's odd. It's just that it's nitpicking. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's just like a personal preference of mine.
Maybe do it as what they used to do in NXT, the lights out match after the main event. Not really on the card, but it's gonna happen.
No, it's got to be on TV. You can't have their first match be not on TV.
No, it's on TV, but they don't call it it's not an official match.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I get you. Yeah, you can do that. So we get the creeds now. You do have to find a balance here, though. You can't just have the creeds get squashed either. There's a lot of these scenarios right now where you got people that probably won't win, but can't afford to really can't. The creeds, as good as they are, were kind of like hanging by a thread.
Yes,
because they pushed them too fast.
Yeah, that move from NXT quickly got them.
Yeah, but they're like probably the best men's tag team right now. If I had to like really think about it, just as far as like in-ring work goes, they're at the top.
I do have to say, if Triple H is letting you go out and do Bloodsport, you're not doing anything much right now. Yeah. You have free time. Same with what they did with Shayna Baszler, and now both Creed brothers are in Bloodsport.
Mm-hmm. But now Shayna's back, and she's getting a real push. And to be honest, it's the first time I've been interested in Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark in a long time.
Yeah,
I know we're not even talking about that right now. Shout out to Sonya. Yeah, she looks awesome coming back. I love them two. Those two needed a mouthpiece, and I think it's going to work well for them.
She'll work well with doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, going back to the creeds, I assume they're going to be, and I hope get thrown into the tag title picture quickly.
I wouldn't mind if they take out Finn and JD.
Yeah,
yeah, go for it.
I'm cool with that. There's also like a chance we get one of those like 4-way tag matches randomly on SummerSlam. You know what I mean? Like they always seem to throw one of those in there. I'd be cool with that, but I kind of want that to be like the SmackDown side. Like let that be the SmackDown tag teams.
Yeah,
that those titles need some action on that side. So that's that. Circling back to Gable, how are you as disappointed in the Otis situation as I am?
I wanted that match. So bad at a pay-per-view. It fit perfect for Money in the Bank. Just have them go have a match, 15 minutes. Gable didn't need to be in the Money in the Bank. We knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
Give somebody else that spot. But we needed Otis going against Gable just to see if Gable can pick him up and do the German. Like that's what I wanted so much. I know he can do it, but I wanted to see him struggle.
Well, and you know what? We still might get the match because they haven't killed the storyline. He still interacts with Otis. But they missed
kill the storyline, but they missed a good opportunity to do it then.
Yeah. They missed their opportunity to, like, they had the chance to make Otis a star.
Yes.
And that I was so ready for that because Otis has all the personality, and for a big man, he's fun to watch in the ring. Like, and him and Maxine together would have been fun. And Otis would have finally got to have a run that doesn't get screwed up by COVID, you know? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Otis has not been this over since him and Mandy Rose were teaming up.
And he was getting a second chance with it.
Storyline. Yeah. It would have worked perfect with Maxine.
Yep. And it was working without even like them being a thing.
Yeah.
You know? Just being a team together. And then
I mean, look, you had the perfect time to do it right after he carried Maxine and Tozawa outside the ring on each other.
It's just,
had it and you dropped the ball again, Triple H.
Yeah, they had the perfect chance to not only put him over, because he was about to be, if he'd have beat down Gable like we thought he was gonna, he would have skyrocketed, right? Because then you get that match, and he probably wins that match, and he gets to have a nice little run, and then Maxine was starting to look better and better in the ring. Still not great, but she was better than what she was. Maxine is not somebody you worry about on a mic or ever having to cut a promo. That just comes natural to her. So you had her chance. And then Tozawa getting to work with Tozawa. For people who don't watch like Main Event or seen Tozawa in NXT, that dude can work a ring. And it's awesome. Like,
he reminds me of how disrespected like Funaki was.
Yeah.
Back in the Attitude Era. It's like, oh, it's just a small guy. He can't do anything. No, he can run laps around you. And he's right in the ring, and he's a good person to watch.
Yeah, he's not going to give you the good promos, because of the language barrier thing. But as far as just working a ring, like I was kind of hoping he would just go to NXT and get a little run there, so you could watch him, so he could be used. Because I hate when people like as good as him don't get used. But yeah, I just was wondering if you were as upset about it as I am. I still feel like they're going to try to give us the payoff at some point, but I don't see how you could ever.
Is it too little, too late?
You can't. You can get Otis you can get Otis hot again, but you're kind of manufacturing at that point.
Yeah,
it was just happening naturally, and as our missed co-host always says, the opportunity or the moment has passed with him. Yes. And I just, at this point, he's apparently teaming with Woods to go against the Final Testament. So
yeah, it's him and Otis, right? And Woods.
Yep. So just dive into that storyline, I guess. I don't know. Now he just feels like he's but it doesn't at all. I'm tired of wasting people with the Final Testament, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, that's a whole 30 minutes of why we hate Karrion Kross, but just having Scarlett Boudreaux on TV is the best thing ever.
Yeah. We'll move on from Gable and all of that. Circling back to SmackDown, we got Solo has officially declared himself as the Tribal Chief. And I want to say something here. This is not a Joe Hendry reference. But if you say his name enough, he's going to appear.
Yes.
If he keeps playing with fire with Roman Reigns' name, Roman Reigns is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Man, listen, I love Rhea. Don't get me wrong. And that pop was amazing. But it is going to pale in comparison.
Is going to be immaculate, and I'm ready for it.
I know there was rumors that he's going to be on the SmackDown before SummerSlam, and I don't want it. At this point, just give it to me at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Like
that's what I need.
Yeah. And then because Jacob has come in and given this bloodline a life, like he was their lifeline.
Yeah.
He's elevated them enough.
You can't have Tonga Loa do a spot correctly without getting concussed or hitting his own brother in the head trying to do
I'm gonna defend him for that because it was after he smacked his head against the table. I don't know if he knew where he was.
Oh yeah, he knew his spot. He knew his spot, and that was it.
Also, if you're Kevin Owens in that scenario, you gotta sell that the first one.
Yeah,
I'm assuming he felt it. Like, nobody gives a thumb in the ass. It doesn't feel
just a whole thumb.
Yeah. Like, oh, man. Anyway, so yeah, Solo.
Of the PWG days.
Yeah. Solo has declared himself the Tribal Chief. Jacob is out here being the combination of Jeff Hardy and Umaga. And, man, he is absolutely.
Tama Tonga's a young Randy Orton, and then Tonga Loa he's there. He's there.
He is there. They're like, how quickly can we get Zilla or whatever the other one's names are? There's 50 of these kids. There's got to be another one we can get over here.
It is a storyline that will not die.
It will not.
Jacob has 12 kids, I think.
Yeah,
they're set.
Man, I wonder what's up with he finally mentioned Jimmy again, which I thought was interesting. Like he mentioned Jimmy by name the other day. Jimmy, like I don't know what Jimmy's injury was, but he's been out a long time since we haven't seen him since Mania.
Maybe Jimmy comes back the Friday before SummerSlam, and then
they just beat down Jimmy
like that. Yeah. But if you're having Jimmy back, you're having Roman back, you need Jay back.
I do. I wonder.
What are
Is
we going
there
to have? Roman, Jimmy, Cody, and Sammy going against the Bloodline?
So let's talk about this scenario at hand right now. We're getting Cody and Solo
Yes.
at SummerSlam.
Yes.
No chance Solo wins, right?
No. I can see him hitting.
But
I can see the ref get hit. That whole combination with the spiked spear go on, and then you just hear Roman,
and there's a no
Chiefs.
finish.
No finish.
Because that's what I was gonna say. Solo can't afford to lose clean.
No.
So something has to happen. And I could see it where Solo's about to win, and Cody and Roman just like, no, that's where we draw the line. You're not taking my title. So and then that also gives him a beef with Cody where he can be like, the only reason you're still champion is because of me. So
which then brings it back to Mania.
Yeah.
Have him go one more time. Get the rubber match.
But the Rock still plays into this somehow also. So
until he shows up, I could care less about the Rock right now.
Yeah. But I was gonna ask, is there a chance that Roman comes out, does all of this, but still ends up getting beat down by the Bloodline, by the new Bloodline? And then it's him and we say Jimmy comes back that Friday.
Yeah.
Him and Roman also get beat down at SummerSlam. Like Roman has his moment, hits his spear, hits the Superman punch, but then Jacob takes him out.
Yeah.
He hits Jacob with a Superman punch, and Jacob no-sells the shit out of it. Which I want to touch on that real quick. I've seen people mad that he's no-selling everything, but apparently it's a thing that Samoans have incredibly hard heads, which is why a lot of
How long have you been watching wrestling? You don't know that you do not headbutt a Samoan?
I don't don't know that.
Even the Undertaker would headbutt Yokozuna.
When's the last time we had a Samoan act like a Samoan?
Rikishi.
Rikishi. It's been a long time.
People headbutt the Usos, and the same thing happens.
I don't see the Usos.
Same thing happens.
I guess I never caught it.
So what's funny, Naomi tried it, and she hurt her head, and she's like yelled in a match, and is like, "I'm married to a Samoan."
I guess they just don't make it as obvious as when it was Umaga and Rikishi, I was a kid. I didn't pick up on that.
But it's a quick little thing on and off that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. They don't make it as obvious as Jacob does.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked up on it now. Like in my defense, maybe it is something I should have known, but as a kid, I didn't pick up on that. And then, he makes it obvious. But anyway, he's gonna no-sell the shit out of a Superman punch, and it's gonna be awesome. And then Roman gets beat down, and that's how the show ends. Maybe
I'm okay with that. No match has no end. All the bells ring. Disqualification. Yada yada. Give me that shot of Roman and Cody Lane in the ring with the new Bloodline standing tall.
And then that's how you get to them needing, because they have to need Jay.
Yeah.
If Roman just comes out and demolishes everybody, there's no reason for Jay. So maybe it doesn't happen at SummerSlam, but at some point the new Bloodline is going to have to beat down Roman.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to need Jay. So
but then you need a fourth. And Roman needs to dig down deep and get his fourth oos.
Do you want it to be Sammy?
Yes. I was about to say he's Canadian, but he's an oos.
I don't know if I want it to be. It would be cool, but he's doing his own.
Yeah, but
listen, I'll say this right now,
just because it would be hilarious to me.
If Sami Zayn still has that IC title after SummerSlam, I'm gonna riot.
Yes.
Love Sami Zayn. Don't get me wrong,
Braun
but it
should-
is time. Honestly, at this point, look, Braun should have it. I'll take it on Ilya. I don't care. Either one of them. It's time for Sami to move on from that title. I don't know where he goes from there, but maybe it is the bloodline.
But,
You know,
what you
I
gonna
don't
do?
know.
Sammy Hogan runs wild on you.
It's tough, man. Sammy would be cool, but I kind of want him to throw a wrench in it. Either a new bloodline member that they recruit,
Zilla?
or I've heard that Zilla's not ready. Like, he looks ready, but he's not WWE ready yet.
He's still green. Yeah.
But if Tonga Loa is there, like, we could have Zilla. Would it be interesting? This is completely out of left field. If he recruits Cody
Just for Survivor Series?
for Survivor Series.
Okay. I'm all right.
I don't know. I don't know why. I'd like, if they're both the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My friend. Yeah.
Right? So what if it happens? And that's just out of left field there. And then maybe that leads to Randy being like, I can't trust Cody anymore.
Yeah.
Then you get the Randy
Cody
heel.
is now with the enemy.
Then you get the Randy heel turn. And we're off the races. Just came up with that in my mind.
I like it.
That's it. That's how I want this to play out.
That's
So, or it doesn't
how-
even have to be Roman. You know what? It doesn't have to be Roman that recruits Cody. If they have Jay, that can be
okay.
enough. Jay can try to convince Cody to work with him.
Or shit, at this rate, Jay can get Damian to join in. They're best of buddies.
Yeah.
And I love
That's it. That's it. You just gotta. I think that could be a fun twist to this whole thing, is to have them two work together.
Which then causes the downfall of Randy and Cody's friendship, and then we get Randy Cody in a near future. I could see that being a Royal Rumble match.
Just imagine them, Roman and Cody, the last two locked together in the War Games cage, like waiting to go to the ring. Man, that's a moment.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. That's really all the like major storylines. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
We ain't got really much else to talk about. That's three
we
main
don't-
storylines going on besides Sammy beating everybody. We got BBL Bailey.
BBL. What a line.
Yes. Loved it.
What a line. We got some really good lines over the last two episodes. We got BBL Bailey, and we got Liv saying she's known to be a screamer.
Yes. By God. And
Listen, don't play with me, Liv. Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah, we talked about Sonya. I think the only other real storyline going right now is we're close to the Austin Theory face turn,
yeah.
but that hasn't necessarily happened yet. That feels like it's going to happen soon.
I'll give it we'll get Grayson Waller and Theory going against each other. They'll probably have another tag match.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that, that'll be the turn.
Yeah, that'll be one of the opening matches to SummerSlam, I think. Or the turn happens at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, the turn will happen then.
The only other thing that happened between the last episode was Heatwave. Heatwave was we got that finish. We got to talk about the Heatwave finish.
Yes. Oh, I loved it.
That was
incredible.
First off, Heatwave as a show wiped the floor with Money in the Bank.
That was the best show of the weekend. 100%.
Absolutely.
And I love the finish because it did not make Trick look weak. Because Trick hit everybody with his finisher.
We still didn't get any explanation as to why Shawn Spears didn't let him break up the. Like, yeah, I understand. I know it's implied that Shawn Spears would rather lose than see Trick win.
Yes,
but I need Shawn Spears to come out and explain that.
Well,
like when those things, I know, but when those things happen, not because I need it explained to me. It needs to. It's a plot line. It's a hole in the plot.
Yeah,
and you should explain it because it was very clear that he could have broken up the match, and Sean could have Sean needs to explain that he doesn't care about the title because clearly he doesn't care about the title as much as he cares about making Trick lose.
yes.
So that needs to be explained. The other thing from that match, Javon Evans is going to be a star.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see him get screwed on the main roster.
Oh my god, dude. He as far as like a character, I don't know if he's gonna be much better than like a Ricochet. You know what I mean? Like he could be this.
Yeah. But don't put him down the same path as Ricochet.
No, like he doesn't need to just be a spot junkie.
Yeah.
It's so crazy though. Like his promos when it doesn't feel as scripted and he just gets to be him.
Yeah.
They're fine. But granted, he's 19.
Yes.
Like 19 and he's already in the NXT title picture. Like if you're not watching NXT, just tune in for Javon Evans once.
Yeah.
It's the most unique skill set maybe in all of wrestling. Period. The dude is incredibly bouncy. His cutter he does is nuts. His finisher is crazy. Like I don't know, man. He's gonna be a star. He's a blast to watch.
Yes.
But yeah, that finish, Shawn Michaels pulling one out of his own play. It's so funny that Triple H and Shawn Michaels really just run their stories back.
But Shawn does it the right way.
Shawn does the good stories.
Shawn does it the right way. That promo with Damian and Gunther on Monday, that reminded me of
Booker
and Triple H before Mania.
Yeah.
That was the bad timeline by Triple H.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know who his writer was, but they had issues.
Yeah. That was odd. But Shawn is literally just running back all of his hits.
Yes.
And it works.
I'm
which
just
is fine.
for him to set up a barbershop in the back.
Listen, Shawn can run back all the Shawn storylines. I could make an argument on another episode of why Shawn Michaels is the greatest of all time. Okay, I don't think that would be as far of a reach as people might think. But no. That's a whole nother conversation for when storylines are not as exciting as they are right now, and we need content.
If we can get Patty back, let's do a Mount Rushmore episode just on the 4 biggest in wrestling.
Yeah.
That can be a long one.
We could have a whole roundtable discussion. We'll get some people on here. You get 4 people on here, you'll get 4 different Mount Rushmores. Yes.
And whoever pits Hogan gets kicked out. But
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's all we got this week. This episode will be the first episode on the Brew Bros Network YouTube. Woo! Which, if you're seeing this, you know that. So it will be there. I'm also going to be better about putting it on the audio platforms as well. I went through and took care of all that. So it will be back on the audio platforms. It will be the first episode on the Brew Bros Network. We'll still have our own Twitter, our own Instagram, all that stuff. But it will be there for the episodes. That's it. So,
OnlyFans?
That costs a fee. Anyway, I am Dave. This is Russ.
Russell.
That's right. Yes. And we are out.